Hey guys, it's Timmy, and it's a Sunday morning. It's the 24th, so we're going to do the Proverbs chapter 24. Proverbs, not Psalm 24. I got it wrong yesterday, so that's kind of funny. But if you don't know what a proverb is, we started about halfway through the book of Proverbs, and Proverbs are basically wise sayings. It's to give the simple discretion, and it's to make wise people wiser. Usually it'll point out a big obvious truth or observation, and then it'll go into further detail, and so it's either consequences of situations or personality traits that should be addressed. And it's figured as a good place to start if we were going to read scripture. Proverbs is one that cannot be denied. You don't have to be a believer in Christ to get wisdom from the Proverbs. So it's a good place to start for anybody that wants to say, oh, the Bible's not true. Okay, read some Proverbs and then tell me there's not wisdom in there and truth in there. We can't argue with Proverbs, and that's why we started there. So anyways, chapter 24 verse 1 says, "Be not you envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them." That's pretty simple. Don't be envious. Envy is when you want something somebody else has, or when you admire something about them. If you're envious, it's not wrong to have envy, but envy kind of like concern. There's nothing wrong with being concerned, but if you're overly concerned, your concern will turn to worry. Okay, envy will turn into jealousy, and then from jealousy to worry will turn to fear. And jealousy can turn into it can manifest in a lot of different ways. So don't be envious against evil men. Don't look for what if you see evil people prosper, don't want the prosperity that they have. And then it seconds that by saying neither desire to even be with them. So if you see a bunch of your homies coming up and you know they're not doing it legitimately, don't want the things they want because they got them improper, and then don't even think about being with them, because when they have their fall, you might be there for the fall too. So it's pretty simple, but there's a lot of wisdom in that. Don't be envious against evil men, and neither desire to be with them. For their heart studies destruction, and their lips talk of mischief. Okay, so there's two extra caveats. The wicked, or the evil men or women, their heart studies destruction. Okay, I see a lot of people right now studying destruction more than studying how to build relationships or how to build bridges. They're studying how to deconstruct bridges of truth. And they're taking a lot of happiness out of situations as well. And their lips talk of mischief. Okay, so mischief is anything that's not in obedience. It could be childlike mischief, or it could be more serious. So when you talk about mischief, okay, talk eventually turns to action. If you're studying something, that's studying to act on. And so desire to be with these people, or to have envy against them or with them, all those things work together in conjunction to make a bad situation usually worse. And it might feel good or seem good or right at the time, but we'll see how that works out for those guys. Okay, and it says, "And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is strong, yes, a man of knowledge increases strength. For by wise counsel you shall make your war, and in multitude of counselors there's safety." When you have wise counselors, the more wisdom you have, the safer you are. Because you're not going to be led astray by one trying to talk in your ear. You're going to have the others to check and balance. So if someone's trying to give you false information or a false sense of security by telling you what you want to hear, you have to consider, more than likely Solomon wrote this, and it could be somebody else who wrote it as a wise person. But usually the wise men were advisors to the king, counsels to a king. A king is the number one decision maker. And so when it says to make your war, okay, you don't just go to war because something bad happens. You actually get counsel from people who are more informed than you are. And once you have all the information and you can make an informed decision, the more informed you are when you make your decision, the wiser the decision can be that you make. So if you're the king of your own castle or the queen of your household or whatever it is, seek counsel before you make your decisions and plans of action. Seek godly wisdom. So a wise man or woman is strong. Yes, a person, I would say person because it's not man or woman, but a person of knowledge increases strength. For by wise counsel you shall make your war, and in multitude of counselors there's safety. So if you're going to go to war, make wise your counsel and have a multitude of counselors so you can get all the different angles of perspective. And then find the truest, rightest perspective in the given circumstances. Verse 7, this is the same for finances too, actually. You don't want to get too many cooks in the kitchen or hands in the pot, but you do want to make sure everybody can confirm your recipe to make sure it's going to turn out right. If you want to make the cooking analogy. Okay, so verse 7 says, wisdom is too high for a fool. He opens not his mouth in the gate. And he that devises to do evil shall be called a mischievous person. Okay, so there we have a definition of what a mischievous person is. Someone who devises or plans or plots to do evil. Okay, and wisdom's too high for a fool. He opens not his mouth in the gate. Okay, here in some scriptures, opening your mouth in the gate is spreading gossip, because we talked about the city gates was a big meeting place. It's the entry point and exit point for the city, so the people at the gate would pretty much know everybody who came in and everybody who goes out. That's where the business goes down. So when wisdom is easily and readily available, it's so high for a fool out of his league or her league that they don't ask. Okay, if you don't know if you don't ask. And honestly, in life, there's no stupid questions. If you have a question, always feel free to ask it. And rather or not you're made to look foolish by the answer you get, if you don't ask, you don't know. You can maintain a level of ignorance and feel blissed out by it, or you can ask and put yourself a little out there on a limb, but if you get the answer, how much better is it to ask and be answered and know than to not ask, never know, and hindsight wonder what if, woulda, coulda, shoulda thing. So the thought of foolishness is sin, and the scorner is an abomination to men. Not to God, but to men. It's an abomination if scorners scorn, and they go around thinking foolishness to do so. It's a sin. So a sin is against God, or it can be against yourself actually too. But the thought of foolishness is sin, and sin's a byproduct. Now, scorner is an abomination to men. Okay, so an abomination is more than just a sin. It's a little bit more severely taken and punished. So verse 10 says, if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. If you forbear to deliver them that are drawn unto death, and those that are ready to be slain, if you say, behold, we knew it not, does not he that ponders the heart consider it? And he that keeps your soul, does not he know it? And he shall not, and shall not he render to every man according to his works? Okay, so let me back it up a little bit. Verse 10 and 11 go together. So if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Okay, we all have good days and bad days, and if we faint on our bad days, we don't have strength. Our strength is small. If we want big strength, then we can make it through the good days easy, and when the bad days come, we don't even think about giving up or quitting or fainting. That's perseverance. Your strength is made strong when you persevere through the hard times. Forbear to deliver them that are drawn into death. Okay, so if you forbear to deliver them that are drawn unto death, and those that are ready to be slain. Okay, so if you put up with to deliver them that are drawn unto death. A lot of people right now are living lifestyles of death. meth in Hebrew means death. And so that's one of the drugs that in the United States is tearing people apart in their lives and their families and everything. So meth in Hebrew means death. I find it interesting that methamphetamine is an epidemic. Not just in America, I'm sure, but it's a lot easier to make nowadays than it used to be. And it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, so don't trust even your most trustworthy of dealers. I've seen that stuff tear people's lives apart, and it's sad. So I thought of that, and it came to my mind. So if you forbear to deliver them that are drawn unto death, okay, that lifestyle is death, and I've had to forbear a few of my friends to help get them clean and sober, and it's a hard process. And those that are ready to be slain, okay, there's a lot of people that have given up on life and gone to self-medicating. That's just one of the many drugs people can choose to self-medicate with. And so, if you forbear with the person that's to deliver, that are drawn unto death, right? To deliver them. So if you put up with somebody to help get them out of a situation that they're drawn unto death, a situation that could be life or death, or eternal life or eternal death, and those that are ready to be slain, if you say, behold, we knew it not, does not he that ponders the heart consider it? Okay, who do you think ponders the heart? That's God. Do you think you can tell God we didn't know what we were doing? Or I didn't know, I was just trying to help this person, I didn't know, blah blah blah. God knows your heart. He's going to know what you said in your heart before you made your choices or your thoughts. And he that keeps your soul, does not he know it? Okay, so not only is God going to check your heart, he also knows your soul. Does he not know your true intentions and motivations? You can lie to yourself all you want, and you can lie to somebody else all you want. You can't lie to God. And so it's asked, does God not know? And it doesn't say God, but I'm telling you, that's who they're talking about. And shall not he render to every man or woman according to their works? Okay, we'll give an account for every idle word that comes out of our mouth, and we'll have to answer to everything we've done in these bodies of ours, because they're not ours. Especially if we believe in God, we're the temple. So they're going to show us the dirty places that need power washing. So verse 13 says, my son, eat you honey because it is good, and the honeycomb which is sweet to your taste. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto your soul. When you have found it, then there shall be a reward, and your expectation shall not be cut off. Okay, if you haven't got what you're looking for, if you haven't got your prayers answered, if you haven't gotten your heart's desires, right, if they're in alignment with God's will, maybe he's working on it. Maybe his answer was no. I don't know. But this is, wisdom is saying, eat you honey, or you should eat honey because it's good, and the honeycomb which is sweet to your taste. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto your soul. So wisdom's going to taste like honey, and it's going to be good for your soul. When you have found it, then there shall be a reward. Okay? Nobody just, now you can go to the store and buy a thing of honey. Before, you couldn't just go to the store and buy honey, and if you could, it was super expensive. Your expectation shall not be cut off. Okay? You would actually have to go look for bees. Find bees. Contend with the bees. Get their honey. Then use it. Same thing with wisdom and knowledge. You know, it doesn't just fall in your lap and you're like, oh hey, now I know. Knowing's half the battle, right? I mean, sometimes you can, but more often than not it takes a little work or a little due diligence, you know. So lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Spoil not his resting place. For a just man fails 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. Okay, so if at first you don't succeed, try again. The 7th time you can fall, and get up on the 8th time. The Rocky quote, you know, life, it'll beat you down to your knees and keep you there if you let it. So don't let life beat you down to your knees, and if you do fall 7 times, get up 8. If you fall 8 times, get up 9. Keep getting up and moving forward. That's how winning is done. And we're on the winners team, so we need to act like winners. Rejoice, verse 17. Rejoice not when your enemy falls, and let not your heart be glad when he stumbles, lest the Lord see it and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him. Okay, so this is something I've said for a long time. If you have somebody who deserves justice, okay, for whatever reward, right, for whatever cause and effect, say they broke this law and it affected these people in such a way, they need justice, the victims need justice. Okay, well, that person who is perpetrating the crime, if we give justice in this life, it might not equivocate the justice that God wants to bring. If God has wrath to dish out to somebody, and we come in with our righteous indignation and our human perspective, and we take matters into our own hands, I always think about, like, say, the court system fails the victim and their family, and the victim's dad will go after the perpetrator and take matters into his own hands, vigilante style. Okay, maybe that works, maybe it doesn't, but God sometimes, I think, will turn his wrath away from somebody who just got handled and dealt with, because now we've interfered with God's capability of going in and doing that. So this is a little less than, but it's saying if you see your enemies when they fall, don't rejoice in that, and don't let your heart be glad when they stumble, because God sees you and knows your heart and your feelings and your thoughts. And he's not punishing that person for your pleasure. He's doing it to teach a lesson. Whether they learn it or not, that's between them and God. But if you're happy to see somebody else fall, you know, how much better are you than that person? But that's a part of being human. You know, when you see wrong and you want justice or vengeance, when you see that avenging take place, then it makes you sometimes more satisfied. But don't get stuck on yourself like that. Okay, so plus you don't want to displease God, so I guess it displeases him if you're being pretty smug about somebody else getting corrected, or wrathed out. You turn away his wrath from him. Wrath is not correction. Judgment's correction. Wrath is fury. Fury is anger. Verse 19 says, Fret not yourself because of evil men, neither be you envious at the wicked, for there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out. Okay, so we started out with this, not to be envious against evil man, neither desire to be with them. And these apply to women as well. So, for there shall be no reward to the evil man. Okay, a reward unto eternal life, or good rewards. There will be a bad reward, but you call that a punishment, not reward usually. It says, Fret not yourself because of evil men. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Don't be overly concerned to the point to where it's worry. Fret not yourself because of evil men, neither be you envious at the wicked. You can't be wicked till you're evil first. Oh, if you're evil long enough and you embrace it, then you'll become a wicked person. Okay, so rejoice not when your enemy fall. I already got all that. Okay, got that. So the candle of the wicked shall be put out. The other day we talked about the smoking flax and the bent reed that's not broken. The flax analogy was something that is very delicate, and it could be smothered at any time. And if you ever made a campfire and you put too much stuff on top of what was just barely going, it snuffs it out. Okay, another scripture uses candle as the example, not the burning flax. And no, I don't think it's talking about smoking weed, because I've had some people make that argument before. Verse 20 says, the candle of the wicked shall be put out. So that's different. The smoking flax is us going through trials and tribulations. The candle of the wicked will be snuffed out. So their wick will, either they'll run out of wax and burn out, or God will literally put them out. And when the candle fades, you don't want to be that guy. Verse 21 says, "My son, fear you the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change." That's interesting. Isn't that what progressivism is all about, is progressing into change for the future? Better change? Maybe things don't need to be progressive, or maybe we don't need progress. Maybe we just need to have something sustainably good. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's what I always heard. And we've got some broken things that need fixing. That doesn't mean we need to catapult into the future. I like that. That's interesting. "And meddle not with them that are given to change, for their calamity shall rise suddenly, and who knows the ruin of them both." I like that, actually. So, I always think of the slogan we got, change you need, change you can use. Sorry guys and girls, I'm very apolitical. I'm not Republican or Democrat, not conservative or liberal. I'm very apolitical. I don't believe in politics. Two wings, same bird, that's how I look at it. And that bird doesn't even fly, so what good are the wings? But I think of the campaign slogan for the last 8 years. The first 4 years in particular said, change you need, change you can use. And I should have made the bumper sticker when it was popular back then, and I would have loved to see how well it'd be doing now, but I wanted to make a bumper sticker that said, change you need, change you can use, everything but the change in your pocket. Because that's literally where we're at now. They want it all. Uncle Sam doesn't just have his finger saying, "I want you." He's like, "I want you and your wallet and all the change in your pocket go with it." It's sad. I say we're home of the free, land of the slave. United States, land of the slave, home of the free. Instead of home of the brave, land of the free. Like, there's not much bravery going on anymore in this country, and there's definitely not much free anything. So, and I'm not all about free stuff either, by the way, but it's if you've grown up here and you were indoctrinated into the patriotism, then you'll understand why it's so disappointing when you start to see things for what they truly are. And I'm not saying we don't have brave people in the country, but our country as a whole, very divided, very segregated, very separated in what they want, and united we stand, divided we fall, and we're not uniting at all. So we'll unite under a banner slogan of this or that or the other. Just like change was a slogan. Change what? Nobody ever thought to ask what is going to change. What is the change that we need? What is the change we can use? I think to myself, who are you to tell me what we need to change? And it's crazy, man. Excuse me, I could talk about that for a long time. Tell you why I'm apolitical, but maybe for another video. These things also belong to the wise. Well, we could use some wise guys up in there, but good luck getting that. Is it not good to have respect of persons and judgment? If somebody has power over you to judge you, if you go into a court of law, do you want to go in looking shabby, or do you want to get dressed up and maybe get a little bit of favor? In Texas, if you don't dress appropriately, you get kicked out of court, unless you have favor or respect of the persons in judgment. I watched one guy in a pair of blue jeans. You're not really supposed to wear blue jeans to court. You're supposed to wear like a dress pants. I watched a guy walk in with a little fringed leather jacket with the danglies, looked like a hippie. Blue jeans and cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. You're not even supposed to wear hats inside of a court. You can get in trouble for that, actually. It's disrespectful. This guy walked in like he owned the place right in the middle of court. Went straight to the bench of the judge. Didn't even ask to approach the bench. And I was sitting close enough to the front where I heard him talking about hunting and going fishing and stuff like that. And asking about each other's families. And it's clear this lawyer knew that judge very well, to the point to where Only in Fort Worth, Texas could you walk in with cowboy boots and a cowboy hat and blue jeans and walk straight up to the judge and start having a private conversation. Very interesting. But if you don't know the judge like that, good luck walking in your cowboy boots and your cowboy hat and blue jeans. Let's see how well you are respected and favored of the person in judgment in that situation. So verse 24 says that he that says unto the wicked, you are righteous, him shall the people curse, nations shall abhor him or hate him. But to them that rebuke him shall be a delight, and a good blessing shall come upon them. If you stand for what's right, the blessing will come. If you get on with what's evil and want to call it righteous or people please, alright, well, when the truth comes out, when the true colors show, it'll be made clear. And all those who jumped on the bandwagon will be cast in the same light as the person who was steering the bandwagon. Okay, so, but to them that rebuke him shall be delight, and a good blessing shall come upon them. Every man shall kiss his lips that gives a right answer. Prepare your work without, and make it fit for yourself in the field, and afterwards build your house. Okay, so every man shall kiss his lips that gives a right answer. That's pretty simple. I mean, pleasant words are sweet to the soul. A right answer, you could take that two different ways. If you give somebody the truth, the people that value knowledge and wisdom and truth, they will receive it well, right? But if you also give a right answer and it's right according to what they wanted to hear, then yeah, they'll butter you up too. So I think that cuts both ways. If you're just telling people what they want to hear, you'll be well received. And if you tell somebody maybe an inconvenient truth that values truth more than tickling of the ear, then they'll receive it well too. But you could flip those in the opposite. Give the wrong answer to someone who wants to hear something nice and pleasant. Give them the inconvenient truth that's not pleasant. See how well they receive it. Or when somebody that doesn't value the truth asks you a question, you know, do I look fat in this dress tonight? Well, I hope I don't have to say yes, because the truth might hurt, right? But there's delicate ways to give a right answer in that situation that can have truth and rightness about it. I don't think any woman that's ever asking if they look fat in the dress is really wanting you to say, yes, honey, you look fat tonight. I don't think that's the... But do they want you to lie? That's a tough situation. That's a tough situation. Maybe one day I'll have to deal with it, but not yet. Verse 26 says, every man shall kiss his lips that gives the right answer. Okay, and this is totally separate. Prepare your work without, and make it fit for yourself in the field, and afterwards build your house. Okay, so start from the outside and work in the house, right? Afterwards build your house. Okay, some people would build the house first and get comfortable, and then build the field after, or plot the field after, and then do work outside of the house and the field first. This is saying prepare your work without, or from the outside, make it fit. So plan carefully, acquire the means as you build your house. So I guess get what work you can get done first, and then that'll give you more time to plan and focus on the more bigger priorities. So be not a witness against your neighbor without cause, and deceive not with your lips. So don't lie, and don't go against somebody just to take sides, unless you have a cause, right? Neighbors back then, you had to have witnesses, 2 or more witnesses, to bring an issue to task. So unless you have a dog in the fight, leave it alone. It's not your business. Verse 29 says, say not, I will do so to him as he has done to me. I will render to the man according to his work. Okay, that's God's job. And so you're not supposed to do eye for an eye. Same thing. So this is Old Testament saying don't do eye for an eye. Don't, whatever they have done to me, I will do back to them. That's the satanic biggest #1 commandment, is they copy the golden rule and flip it. Do unto others as they have done unto you. God says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So the way that you want to be treated is the way you should treat others. And if they've treated you bad, either cut yourself off from them, or keep doing you and keep your integrity and your self-respect. Don't lower yourself to their level and render according to what works that they have done against you. That's wisdom. And we're almost done here. So, verse 30 says, I went by the field of the slothful, and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns, and nettles had covered the face thereof. And the stone wall thereof was broken down. Then I saw and considered it well. I looked upon it and received instruction. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that travels, and they want as an armed man. Okay, so think about getting held up and robbed by an armed man. Those in poverty are willing to do things of similar nature because the desire becomes a need, not just a want. But oftentimes it's saying here that a precursor to that poverty and that level of being destitute was that they had told themselves for a long time, a little sleep here, a little slumber there, folding of the hands to sleep, idle hands, etc. So shall the poverty come as one that travels. So your poverty will come like a traveler that's come to rob you on the highway, the King's Road, or whatever. Okay. So now we're going to do the morning devotional, and we get that today from Exodus chapter 14, verse 13. Okay, I think my leg fell asleep. Okay, it's better looking than I am. So, alright, Exodus chapter 14, verse 13 says, Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Mr. Spurgeon says, these words contain God's command to the believer when he is reduced to great straits and brought into extraordinary difficulties. Now, straits are usually narrow passages of water in particular. So the words, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, these words contain God's command to the believer when he is reduced to great straits and brought into extraordinary difficulties. He cannot retreat, he cannot go forward. He is shut up on the right hand and on the left. What is he now to do? The Master's word to him is, stand still. It will be well for him if at such times he listens only to his Master's word. For other and evil advisers come with their suggestions. Despair whispers, lie down and die, give it all up. But God would have us put on a cheerful courage, and even in our worst times rejoice in his love and faithfulness. Cowardice says, retreat, go back to the worldling's way of action. You cannot play the Christian's part, it's too difficult. Relinquish your principles. But however much Satan may urge this course upon you, you cannot follow it if you are a child of God. His divine fiat has bid thee go from strength to strength, and so you shall, and neither death nor hell shall turn you from your course. What if for a while you are called to stand still? Yet this is but to renew your strength for some greater advance in due time. Precipitancy cries, do something, stir yourself. To stand still and wait is sheer idleness. We must be doing something at once, and we must do it so we think, instead of looking to the Lord, who will not only do something, but will do everything. Presumption boasts, if the sea be before you, march into it and expect a miracle. But faith listens neither to presumption, nor to despair, nor to cowardice, nor to precipitancy, but it hears God say, stand still. And immovable as a rock it stands. Stand still. Keep the posture of an upright man or woman, ready for action, expecting further orders, cheerfully and patiently awaiting the directing voice. And it will not be long ere or before God shall say to you, as distinctly as Moses said it to the people of Israel, go forward. That's powerful. Our Heavenly Father, we just come before you and thank you for this day. We thank you for the ability and opportunity to rise up and be awake and to be out here sharing this time with you and your word. God, we thank you for the wisdoms that you've put together in absolute truth, that we can apply those to our day-to-day lives. We thank you for we just thank you for the word, God, where you can give us the opportunity to know you and to know your love and your expectations and your characteristics and your personality. We thank you for sharing all of that with us. We thank you for being a loving God that lets us love back. And we thank you for being a personal God that we may know you. That you're not so far off, even though your ways are far above our ways, that you're not so far off that you're not approachable. And that you're not such a big God that you can't listen to little Tim's prayers or anybody else who's praying and agreeing. We just come before you as your children, wanting to love you and spend time with our Father and wanting to have a relationship. So let us go on throughout this day to continue to remind ourselves that we're your children and that we love you. And that no matter how much we're in travail or how much tribulation we've found in our day-to-day lives, or regardless of how alone we might feel or how broken our bodies might feel, God, that we're not ruled by our feelings, we're ruled by you and your word and your love and your majesty. So let us overlook all of the little things in our lives that are weighing us down or holding us back, God, and let us look up to a greater thing in you. And let us remember that inside of us is your love and your Son and your Holy Spirit. And let us draw from those strengths. And God, while you've told us it's time to move forward, when it's time to move forward, it's time to stand still when it's time to stand still. Well, let us be still and know that you are the Lord right now. I've been asking for direction and guidance for weeks, and today is a confirmation that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and standing still. So thank you for giving me the messages and the confirmations you do all day, every day. It means more to me than I even have words to express. So thank you for being in my heart, and thank you for your salvation, and thank you for your mercy. God, we love you for who you are, and we worship you in your holiness. We also thank you for all that you do, and you do way more than we can know. So for what little that we can know and appreciate, we just give you the thanksgiving that it's due, and we just say all the glory be yours forever and ever. And in these things we all pray in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Alright, I'll see y'all guys this evening. Have a good one. God bless you all.